Hello. This is a long overdue video, in my opinion anyways. This is a demo of, well, review, not demo, of this guitar. Uh, I said many videos ago in a description in one of my covers to where I was going to make sure that I do a review of this guitar because in all honesty, I believe that this is deserving of being reviewed extensively by everybody. Uh, because I think, in my opinion, in my honest opinion, I'll start off by saying this. There are pros and cons. It's not perfect, but I do believe it is the best mod platform right now for less than $600. I got this for with tax under $525. That's insane. For what you get, it's pretty great. It's pretty great. So I think now I'm looking at the camera, I think if anything, what I want this video to be is about that, to be concise in the fact that it is a mod platform. It is to be modded extensively, in my opinion, uh, with whatever mods you want. But I'll first off, I will go down with the specs. What you would have saw in the beginning of the video was a clean ambient demo. Uh, I'll say this right off the bat before we get into specs that I am using a Line 6 Helix LT floor unit for all the tones that you'll be hearing in this video. All the demos henceforth will be done with the Helix. I will put my patch in the description so that in case you want it, you can have it. It's all entirely based off the orange Rockerverb amp, or in the Helix, it's known as the Mandarin rocker. So, anyways, I guess we can, that will be in the description, and I guess we can go with the specs. First off, it is a mahogany body, no maple cap, like the other SE models, especially the custom series. All mahogany, satin finish. Mine is in turquoise. Uh, it has two pickups, two humbucker pickups, a PRS trem bar, of course, volume, a push-pull tone knob for split coil, three-way toggle, if I haven't already said that, a maple neck, 24 fret neck with the birds in flight inlays. And I will say right off the bat, before we even go anywhere forward, that I wish this neck I could have on all my guitars, because frankly, this neck is great. It feels great. It is like satin finish. Stella, my modded PRS Custom 22, has more of a glossier neck. It's okay. I like it. It's the same type of the same pattern uh thickness. It's wide thin. Both of them are wide thin profiles. So that's not an issue. I don't know. I really like the neck. Uh the uh the tuners, if you've seen my metal demo from like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, it was completely bone stock. Since then, I have switched the tuners out for locking tuners, mostly for uh, ease of restringing, if nothing else, but also because of the little bit of tuning stability it gave you. Do not look at the back of the headstock. It looks really bad, but we won't talk about that. Uh, the It has, of course, on the back, it's a bolt-on. The CEs are known for being bolt-on, but instead of a metal plate, it's like this composite material that's different. I've always, every bolt-on guitar I've had that isn't an Ibanez, where it's like just the bolts. It's usually when it has a plate, it's metal. I Don't know how well that will work in terms of stability into the future, in terms of whether or not it will fail or anything, but who knows? I believe it will be just as good as metal, but if anything, it seems easy to replace or make your own in case it fails or breaks or whatever. Trem cavity cover that is not recessed. I wish it was, but it's $500, so you know. What I do like is the electronics cavity cover is not recessed. It is elevated, or like whatever you want to call it, and so you don't have to take an Allen wrench after you unscrew all the screws and jimmy it out of the freaking pocket so that you can actually look in the electronics. Uh, so those are pretty much the specs. Typical nut, I guess PRS SE nut. I don't know. I think it's some form of composite material. Uh, so I guess that can lead to, I guess, what this whole video is about, in my opinion, what I bring to the table. Because there's so many people that have done it. Agufish has done a video. So many people have done a video on this guitar, as they should. I believe that this is a good thing. Honestly. But I think that what I can bring to the discourse is the fact that it's a mod platform. So I'm going to go through personally what I would change. I guess these could be considered the cons of the guitar, because it's not perfect. It's not supposed to be. It's $500. It's not supposed to be perfect. But you can make it your own. And I think that's the main draw, in my opinion. What's the main draw of this guitar is that you can make it your own. Again, I changed out the tuners. I think that should be one of the first mods you should do to this guitar, is change out the tuners for locking tuners. Now, if you can restring and you don't mind restringing the same way all the time and you know how to restring well, then maybe not. But I personally like the fact that it's easier to restring, it's quicker to restring, and it adds a little bit of tuning stability. The next mod I would do would be the nut, definitely. Change it out for a Graphtec Tusk nut. Do it. Just do it. It's like $13 to do that. It's not that much. Uh, inflation's bad, but at least, Graphtec hasn't raised the prices on, unless they have, and then I look like an idiot. But I am a professional dingus, so that makes sense. Uh, in terms of hardware, that would be, maybe, wow. I would personally put in a better, maybe put in a better trem block in the back, but not completely necessary. But I would definitely change out the pickups. Now, to be fair to PRS here, I had the same type of pickup. I think they're the 5909 or something like that. You'd have to look up a spec sheet. You know what I'm talking about. But they're the S versions, the SE versions. My Stella, when I got her back in 2017, they did not sound good. I did not like them. They did not sound good. So right now I have a DiMarzio Titan in the bridge in Stella and a PRS Dragon 2 in the neck. Uh, Great combo. I think great. I also have the Dragon 2 bridge, which I had in originally, but I switched out for the DiMarzio Titan because I just wanted to see what it would sound like, and it was a good choice. Uh, Really rare that happens for me, but here we are. But anyways, changing out these pickups though are a lot better in my opinion. I've done covers with this guitar. I've done I've played out with this guitar. I've had my friends and other bandmates play this guitar, and it sounds better. The pickups sound so much better. I don't know if it's the electronics, like a capacitor or resistor somewhere that's doing some magic, but it just sounds they sound better. But for me personally, I will still change them out, which is what I'm going to ask you. Yes, you. No, yeah, not no, you. I'm going to ask you in the comments, all fucking 10 of you, uh, what I should probably change these to. I was thinking about maybe doing the budget friendly bare knuckle brute force pickups, a match set, which I usually never do, or maybe stick to DiMarzio. I like DiMarzio personally, or something off the wall. I'm not really well versed in like pickups anymore. I've kind of fell off the train of that whole scene, and I don't know what's cool. I just want to stay away from active, so no Fishmans, no EMGs, no Seymour Duncan actives. Uh, Speaking of Seymour Duncan, maybe try Seymour Duncans, maybe. Uh, but that would be something I'd like to change. Uh, Surprisingly, I maybe will not change the electronics. I was thinking about getting another set of electronics from RS Guitar, and I was thinking about doing that. But again, the electronics in there are pretty good. They don't have the American CTS pots, which, are guaranteed for 50,000 turns or whatever. But the wiring was done great. There's resistors and capacitor. The capacitor and resistors seem fine. They all seem to work well. I tested them out. There's no grounding issues. Really, a lot better than when I got Stella. I'll be honest. I hate to talk shit about Stella, but good job, PRS or whatever factory you get the Indonesian factory that you get these from did a good job in the electronics. I'll give you props on that. But maybe in terms of cons, that's really all I can think of. Like this neck is just great. It's chef's chef's kiss on the neck. It is a really nice neck. I mean, the only neck I could find that but it's totally different. So it's like comparing apples to oranges. Is my Ibanez RG that I have. Uh, Speaking of, where I come from with modding is that I modify every instrument I have. I've modified my Ibanez Ergodyne bass. I've modded, of course, Stella. I have an Ibanez RG Sandra that I have modded extensively. I have a PRS copy that I've modded extensively. So Zelda, which is what I've named this guitar, uh, she will be also getting extensive modifications down the road, uh, especially, especially the pickups, but I also want to get a trem block and again, the Graphtec nut. And I don't know, maybe new spring. I don't know. I might go all out on this guitar and just like do whatever I can to make this my own. And I think when it comes right down to it, that's the main thesis of this video is that if you want to pick up this guitar, whether it be in the turquoise, because you're pretty much just choosing colors at this point, whether it be the black, the charcoal, the cherry, the worn cherry, or the turquoise like I have, you probably want to just make it your own. Make it your own instrument. Try to find a way to modify it to where it's yours. Like even like this is like something to where you can even take routing stuff to it and like maybe put in a kill switch up here or just put in one of those Korg micro freak fucking pads in it and go full Matt Bellamy on this thing and do all that gnarly shit. But I think that's where I want this video to feel like it's actually adding something to the conversation, that I want it to be able to tell you that this is a mod platform and it's probably the best mod platform for under $600. I know there are Ibanez's. I love Ibanez guitars. I know there are Squires, uh, not so much Epiphone anymore, but they're kind of still there. But there's other ones that could be considered mod platforms, but not in this price range. Not for what you get. Not the 24 frets. Not the just everything you get. Uh, the trem, the push pull, you know, coil tapping. Like you're not gonna get that in another guitar in this price range. You're just not. Or maybe you can. And if you can, well, Bob's your uncle. Have fun. We're all just here to just play music and have fun and hopefully make it through this life that we have. So, anyways, I'm gonna have after this some other demos. probably some crunchy tones, and maybe some leads. I personally suck at leads, but I suck at guitar in general, so uh, hopefully that won't turn out too bad. Again, my Line 6 patch will be in the description. And other than that, I think that's it. Anyways, I hope you have a good day. And what else can I think of? Have a good day, y'all.
Scumbeety bumbeety bumbeety bobbity beebity beep bop boop bop beep deep bobbity bitty doop bop beep dep beep doop a dobbity doop bop beep da da doo dep beep biddy doo doo.
What the fuck was that?